attitude like a young O'Shea with an AK.
Okay, don't you tell these motherfuckers that my name is O'Shea.
Everyone, it's the Nation of Podcation Daily Podcast. I'm O'Shea. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Also, make sure you follow me on Instagram at @thereal_OBarberbrand and at Nation of Podcation on Instagram and TikTok. Hip-hop superstar Jeezy talks about his affiliation with BMF and Big Meech. Now, as we all know, when Jeezy first hit the streets as the Snowman, BMF was in the streets taking over. And I remember being at the club just seeing all the BMF t-shirts on and all the black flags, and they was banging Jeezy's music like crazy. I remember they had Trap or Die playing like 3 or 4 times in a row in the club just because Jeezy was like the face of BMF without officially being signed to BMF. Now, a lot of folks credit Jeezy and BMF. They put those two together, but Jeezy says he was never signed with BMF. He never had any street dealings with BMF. There was just two different type of folks, and he vibe with Big Meech when they would go out to the clubs, and Jeezy and Big Meech just kind of rocked out. Jeezy was in the streets. Big Meech respected what he was doing. Jeezy was one of the hottest rappers, and we know Big Meech, he was a superstar himself. He was around all the rappers, all the celebrities. They was all coming to his parties. They was all around him. They was helping him spend his millions of dollars in the clubs, having a good time. Shout out to Big Meech. It looks like he's looking to get out of jail here within the next couple of years. Anyway, Jeezy talks in a recent interview about his affiliation with BMF and his affiliation with Big Meech, or lack thereof. Let's take a look at this clip from Jeezy.
So do you watch BMF?
I haven't. I seen some passing, but
Why
I
you
haven't
not
said
actually a producer on that? On
me?
Yeah.
Honestly,
consulting.
Nah, man, because it's too tricky. I know everybody for real.
Okay.
Everybody's not gonna be happy with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And for me, that's not my story to tell. You feel what I'm saying?
So I mean, it's affiliated. Like whenever people hear BMF,
right,
they always say the first artist of BMF was Jeezy. You know what I'm saying?
Which is not true, but yeah.
It's not true, but I mean, on a national level.
Da Vinci.
Oh, he was the first artist?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't break.
I was
nationally,
never
right?
a BMF artist.
Oh.
He was directly a BMF artist. Right, okay, that area.
Right.
But you was affiliated.
Me and Meech was like,
okay,
you two.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which means that I had, and I had my crew.
Right.
So that kind of, it was like, if you cool with Nori,
right,
and all of us cool with Nori, then you cool with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He got his own crew. I got
yeah, so it was like that.
Then we come together like the United Nations.
Right.
Yeah, we got every nationality.
And it was like we was hanging and being in the same spots. But like me and Meech was really like that though.
Right.
Me, Meech and J-Bone, like them with my guys. But again, like that's not my story. Even when it goes back to the 50 Boys and all that stuff, like I didn't even know him then.
Right.
So that's not my story.
Because on your record, you said "Welcome Home T." That's Meech's brother, right? You said "Welcome Home T." He said, but you said some niggas might owe you money, but that ain't me. Yeah. So what was that line about?
Because there was people putting out narratives as if I owed them.
Oh.
I don't owe them anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've never done business, that type of business with them to owe them anything. Mm-hmm. So I just think the narrative was starting to be like, if it wasn't for that, it would be no me. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I just didn't understand that. Right. And I don't really know T. I knew of T. Right. Because when I was kicking it with Meech, him and T were like beefing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad they worked it out.
Beautiful.
But the 2 times I met T the 2 times I talked to T was the first time I was at a party with Puff, Boys in the Hood party in Dallas. And I'm in there with Puff and the rest of the Boys in the Hood, and somebody come over there and a bunch of BMF chains on, like, yo, T want to talk to you. Me knowing what's going on with them, I'm like, I'm by myself.
Oh, okay,
you know
okay.
And, they like,
and you on the Meech side of it, you saying, okay.
I'm like, all right, cool, what's up? So I go over there, he like, yo, I love your music, I love what you do, I fuck with it, like, keep going. And dapped us up, hug, and that was that. And then the second time, he was in the pen and some shit had happened in the street, and he just called to check on me, like, yo, you good? We ain't worried about that, woo. And that was the only 2 times, you know what I'm saying? So when he came home, I got the call like, T home, I'm like, damn, that's what's up. but I didn't know him to like reach out and be like, yo, you good? Because I didn't know him. You know what I'm saying? But I have love for him.
Right.
I didn't know him like to be like in his mix. You know, if he hit me, of course I'm gonna pick up the phone because that's the bro. Right. But I didn't know him to be like, you know, reaching out and saying shit.
Yeah, so that's real. Let's see. Okay.
All right, Nation, there you have it. Jeezy said he was never signed to Big Meech and BMF. He has no affiliation with them. He has no ties with them other than him making music, them being in the club together, them hanging out in the clubs together, popping bottles and doing stuff like that. There is no street affiliation. There was no business deals that they had together. He wasn't with Big Meech doing any of that stuff. Jeezy had his own thing going. Meech had his own thing going. We all know what happened to Big Meech. That might be why Jeezy's trying to stay away from it, saying, hey, look, I had absolutely nothing to do with that, just in case he doesn't want to get involved in any of that stuff where Big Meech is behind bars. Jeezy's kind of doing his own thing. He's trying to be a reformed thug right now. So shout out to Jeezy. Shout out to Big Meech. Hope he comes home soon. Nation, what do you think about Jeezy's comments on BMF? What do you think about Jeezy's comments to Big Meech? Does Jeezy owe BMF and Big Meech a little bit more respect than he gives them? Nation, let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. Peace.
O'Shea and I have been kicking it strong for a minute now. O'Shea doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. O'Shea is a professional model.
Attitude like a young O'Shea with an AK.
Okay, don't you tell these motherfuckers that my name is O'Shea.